Homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
Said.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys.
Another one.
Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always
Smoke
homeboys.
BTSS.
Even if you is a fat phony.
Please don't take me out the gal.
I ain't gonna kill you. We was homeboys once, pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys. Even if you is a fat phony.
You right, shit. We back in the motherfucking team. Yeah! I'm gonna do a mic check real quick. Goddamn, my shit be behind. Hold on, check. What's up, gang? How you feeling today, man? I seen you out there cussing the motherfucker out, though. Alright, I'm straight. We straight check. But let me separate this. I mean to bring it over here. The Tupac on that. Oh shit, it's right here. Never mind. Tripping twin. Damn, it's on the other one.
At God's Property 4872. Said.
God property.
What's up with it?
God property back in here, man. Where you was yesterday, man? Yeah. Miss you yesterday, man.
What?
Shout out to you, man. Miss you yesterday, brother. Hold on, let me set up, chat. I just got home from work. I gotta set everything up. See, we got in locked and loaded and ready. Hold on, I had the screen over here. I'm tripping, twin. What the fuck I'm doing? Alright, bet. I thought I'm gonna wind the back son. But yesterday my goddamn shit cut off. Spectrum. I cut my whole stream off, bro. I couldn't even get back on shit. You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
I had some
fuck,
Tupac
man?
shit. Y'all like Tupac right up.
Get your
I should put
ass
them at
on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Biggie and
Oh shit. I need to put them at the bottom, man. We thug like David. I need to let y'all know y'all team Biggie, y'all team goddamn. Y'all team Tupac, man. Y'all need to drop Thug Life. Y'all fucking with Biggie. I mean, on Tupac. And shit.
At God's Property
Oh, man,
4872.
No, we got a head pot right here.
Said. That's right, I was tapped out.
It's tapped out. It be like this sometimes, twin. I think I like Tupac right there, though. I ain't gonna care. Yeah, we Thug Life yesterday. Alright, let's wind back. We got wind back. We still ain't got no face. We still on the face.
and it was always Charlie who picked up for him. Always at Big's house while he and Faith lived separately. Faith supposedly beat up all the women Biggie was cheating with, even Lil' Kim. But at this point in time, she was done caring.
She ruthless.
She then met an NBA player in New Orleans, whose name she changed to hide his identity. She just called him Roger Short, a tall, dark-skinned man from New Orleans, playing for a team in the Midwest. She was attracted to him and started an affair of her own. So now she was cheating back on Biggie, purposefully sleeping with men she's attracted to get back at him. The same day she met Roger, she wrote him the address to her hotel room. And that's when they started hooking up. She would have a couple one-night stands and affairs here and there, just to spite Biggie. This will become important later on when she meets Tupac.
No, you motherfucking lie.
She was feeling more and more disconnected from her husband and her bad boy label mates.
At God's
started
property
making her own business
4872.
moves while the Bad Boy
Said,
Camp was touring.
Sneezing
They were
face,
mad at
loudly
her for
crying
not touring
face,
with them.
loudly crying face.
Faith kept a distance from her husband and wanted to advance in her career on her own, while hooking up with men like Roger Short during her trips around the US. She had friends with benefits in multiple cities. In October, she then came to LA to record some music. She was staying at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and once again got in touch with Roger Short. Then she met a producer she called Terry Dollars on the same trip. His real name is most likely Teddy Riley. She had sex with him a few times as well. Shortly after that, on October 13th, a day after Pac got released from prison, Faith went to the Hollywood Athletic Club in LA, where she met Tretch from Naughty by Nature. There are two conflicting recounts of what happened next. According to Faith, Tretch told her that Tupac wants to meet her, but according to Tretch, it was the other way around.
At God's
Faith
property
was the one who wanted to
4872.
meet Tupac, but
Said,
according to Faith, she
didn't
knew
she
nothing
marry
about him
Stevie
and had
J
no interest in
saucy
him.
ass?
In
Know what
some
I'm
of her
saying?
interviews, she even claimed that she didn't even know who Tupac was, or that he was signed to Death Row. But in her book, Keep the Faith, a memoir released in 2009, she admitted to knowing him. Even added that Biggie told him about their beef and his accusations of him having something to do with the Quad Studio shooting.
They be crying.
According to Faye, Biggie was convinced that Pac knew better than to think that he had something to do with it, basically implying that he was creating drama and lying on purpose. So Faith knew exactly what was going on between the two, and still decided to meet her husband's accuser, someone who considered her husband his enemy. Went to talk to him before Big and Pac could talk it out. He's not even been outside for a week and she's already meeting him, before Big even got a chance to reach out to him, because he was on tour. They could have talked it out before Faith got involved, and Big didn't know what Tupac was going to do next. He wanted to see him and talk it out, but there was an awkward silence between them. And now his vengeful wife is going to his potential enemy, someone who's also vengeful and has built up a lot of hate and resentment for Biggie. A lot of people believe that she knew exactly what she was doing, that she purposefully looked for Pac to sleep with him, sleep with someone Biggie considered a brother, just like how she considered Lil' Kim her sister, before getting stabbed in the back. She was already sleeping with other men the nights before, and was going to a new club every night to meet men. She wanted to hurt Biggie the same way he hurt her. And now, according to Tretch, she's asking for Tupac. Soon as they greeted each other, a photographer came and took pictures. And you can clearly see that she's not wearing her wedding ring.
BTSS.
She's showing off her ringless hands, while
Thanks,
Tupac
twin,
is
for
looking
everything
provocative.
you do. Love you, gang.
Faith told
Love you too,
everybody,
bro.
including
I got you,
Tupac,
twin.
that she and Big are separated and about to get divorced.
No, we in this shit together.
So she might have purposefully holding up her ringless hand to seek attention from Biggie. Like, look, I can go and hook up with your enemy if you don't treat me right. This is what you get for betraying me. Maybe she was indeed trying to hurt Biggie the same way he hurt her. Cause there is no other explanation on why she's holding up her hand like that. But later on she was playing innocent, telling Biggie that she never cheated on him. But she later admitted to it after he passed. And yes, she took off her wedding ring every time she went to the club. Tupac complimented her, saying that he likes her music and wants her on his album, adding that only she can do that one song he has in mind, which we're in the middle of a beef. Not anybody's B-word, Faith said. You Biggie's B-word, Pac said. I'm his wife. I thought y'all broke up. We still married. Whatever. Look, you hired me to do a song. I did. I want my money and that's it. Oh, word? It's like that? You just want your money. You told me it wouldn't be a problem. The only reason why I came up here is because you said... Pac then supposedly interrupted her and said, so you're not trying to suck my D? What? Faith screamed. What are you talking about? You know you want to suck my D, B-words, don't effing lie. Faith started to cry and tried to leave, while Pac continued yelling and insulting her. He supposedly said something about Biggie and the East Coast, to which Faith responded, but I thought y'all were friends. You know you want to be my B-word.
At God's property,
Faith then left and drove to her friend with a limo. She was crying the whole time. Afterwards, she drove back to the Peninsula Hotel to meet with Pac again. At the lobby of the hotel, she called Pac, saying that she's waiting downstairs and waiting for a check. To which Pac responded, oh, word? I'll be down there in a minute. After 20 minutes, he still didn't come. So
As
she
Glenda
called
Amos
again and he
VR4QR
responded, "Oh,
said,
word?" The
"She
next
wasn't
couple
a
of
real
times
wife."
she called Park,
nah.
he didn't pick up. He never came
Shit.
down to give
They
her the
married
money.
in 8 days. Shit,
That's
that
when
shit told
Faith
you something
knew
right
that
then,
she had to
you
get
gonna
out of
marry
LA.
8 days.
In
A
Faith's
week.
first
A
account,
week
there
and
was
a day.
never a mention of Tupac's harassment.
Check.
She only said that he
Damn, ain't no good angle of her ass. Hold on, son.
was always nice
Do that look like a goddamn wife? Oh my god! She don't even look white. What's the word? I can't even say it right. Presentable. And that shit was tough to say. Presentable. Damn, fuck country motherfucker. Y'all know that fuck I mean.
to her, even the last time they met.
Shout out, we are 71.
While Pac was
Appreciate y'all
alive,
for-
she never
y'all
said
coming in
anything
locked
bad
in.
about him.
I need to know y'all
But
team
after
Pac,
his
y'all
death,
team
she
Biggie.
switched up her story, and Tupac all
Y'all
of a
dropped that
sudden
in chat.
became the same
Y'all thug
filthy
like-
animal that supposedly
Oh, yeah,
assaulted
Juice.
Ayanna Jackson. But her story
Damn,
doesn't
now
make
Juice
any
saying
sense.
that, them motherfuckers love
Why
us.
would she go back to the same hotel room to meet the man who harassed and intimidated her? She was all alone. I mean, she was already crying and scared to death. Her staying for over an hour in his hotel room is also very suspicious. Also, why didn't she file a lawsuit for defamation and sexual harassment? Or call the cops? He would have been sent back to prison if she had won the case. But there were actual witnesses there who confirmed Pac's side of the story. No one has ever stepped forward as a witness to support Faith's claims.
Situation with me and Tupac, there really never was a situation. I mean, we met. He was really nice. I mean,
It was strictly business, no pleasure.
it wasn't even business. It would have been business, but it never got that far.
It was,
I only
it was
saw
you
him
and
maybe
somewhere else, and then it was moved on to his project, supposedly.
Pretty much.
In her book, she stated that she immediately flew back to New York and then got a call from Jennifer, who was working for Bad Boy. "Yo, have you heard? Big is pissed off. Him and Puff are wilding out right now." The rumors of Faith and Pac's affair had made their way to
Why
New
they didn't
York.
add this in the Biggie?
Within hours, Biggie called Faith's hotel room.
They add that part right here.
"What the F is going on?" he screamed. "Listen, I don't know what you heard, but..." Big then interrupted her, yelling, "You effing with Tupac?" "Hell no," she yelled. "I told you I did a song with him." "And then what happened?" Big asked. "Nothing, I swear to God, nothing." "Faye, don't effing lie to me. Why are people saying this?" "I don't know. Big, but you know I would never..." Big then hung up the phone. She lied to Big, saying that she would never cheat on him. But in her
Shout out, we
book,
up
she
15,
confessed,
bro. Let's do
"I
it."
hadn't been completely innocent. While I was in Los Angeles, I had sex occasionally with Terry Dollars. And I'd even seen Roger, the NBA player, a few times when he was in town. So technically, I had cheated on Big, but not with Tupac. She even said occasionally, multiple times with multiple men.
That's why I fucked
And this was
bitch.
just in LA. The whole time she was pretending to be the pure, innocent
doing all
and
these
loyal
things
wife
too,
who
buddy.
gets
I know you
wrongfully accused of
motherfucker, man.
cheating on her husband. But she did cheat on him according to herself. And she never told Biggie about it until the day he died. And they even had a kid together after the whole cheating.
I'm pregnant by Big because that was my husband and that was the only person that I was laying with. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Even if I was involved with somebody, I wouldn't be out doing it like that, you know,
No
especially not when I'm carrying this man's baby.
gonna lie in the interview.
After that phone conversation, Faith took a shower to clear her head. She then wrapped herself in a towel and then heard a loud banging at her front door. Big was yelling and aggressively trying to break into her hotel room. As soon as Faith opened the door, Big rushed inside and grabbed her by her shoulder, yelling, "What the F is wrong with you? You F Tupac?" Faith tried to break free and started crying. "Hell no," she said. "You have to believe me." Big's friend Damien had come with him and was standing in the corner of the room.
I can't keep up these friends. It's too many
"Damien,
motherfucking
please
people
tell
in
me
here.
what's
Damien,
going on," Faith
Lou,
said.
Bodyguard.
Damien stayed
I
silent
don't
the
know.
whole time. "Why is this guy saying this ish? Huh? Faye? Why?" Big pushed her to the floor and she covered her head with her arms, while he continued to scream and curse at her. After about 10 minutes, it was over. He stormed out, leaving her on the ground,
Shout out, we are
sobbing and hysterical.
179 to do it,
Faith
yeah.
realized that she walked into
say
Tupac's
job.
trap and that he used her to hurt Biggie. And Big was done with her. got even closer with Charlie Baltimore after that. And there were rumors that she was going to be her replacement. Then he saw the pictures of Pac and Faith together, saw that she wasn't wearing her wedding ring, and showing off her ringless hand to the camera. Pac's facial expression was also very provocative, and they were all hugged up like a couple. Big would always insult her in front of others, and would approach her multiple times out of anger to get some answers. According to Puffy's bodyguard Gene Deal, he choked her and yelled at her when she was supposed to perform during one of her shows. There were other incidences where he would try to talk to her, but she would lock him out of the door in order to make sure that she doesn't get hurt, while Big was in a state of rage and anger. She was denying the allegations and trickle-truthing Big. Every time he caught her in a lie, he would get mad again. Faith went on the radio to say that she's not seeing Tupac, but every other week, Pac would make a cheeky comment in the media calling her his girl or implying that they slept together. And this would obviously frustrate, sadden, and infuriate Biggie.
Look at these. Come on now. Come on, Chad.
It was an emotional roller coaster for him. Pac wanted to ruin his marriage after seeing the October 95 issue of the Vibe magazine with Biggie and Faith on the cover. On those pictures, they seemed like the perfect dream couple. All eyes were on them. Everybody read about their love story, how they got married 8 days after meeting each other. They called it love at first sight, and Pac wanted to destroy that, embarrass them in front of the whole world. Just like how Big and everyone at the Quad Studios tried to embarrass him with their comments in the Vibe.
I just thought about
he wanted to turn the love story into a joke, especially
after
after hearing about Stretch trying to sleep with Pac's ex-girlfriend Desiree Smith while he was hanging out with Biggie's homies. He wanted to get back at both of them. But they supposedly only slept together on October 19th, and Suge Knight was sleeping with Puffy's baby mama Misa Hilton the whole time. Pac told him to take pictures of them together, so that they can shock Puffy the same way they wanted to shock Biggie. They wanted them to get ridiculed by the media, and hit them where it hurts the most. Here is a picture with Suge and Puffy's son Justin. You can also see Misa Hilton's legs on the left. Suge and Misa hooked up numerous times ever since the 95 Source Awards, and he would always fly her out to LA together with her son. Just
said, "You killing this shit, proud of you, bro."
Thank you, bro. Check where her damn eyebrows at. What the fuck? We ain't go out past it like you ain't got no eyebrows. Like, Puppy, did what you got? You had all that money. You just did what you got? I know you motherfucking lying. Crazy,
to humiliate
man.
Puffy. Pac also did the same thing with Mary J. Blige, who Puffy was working with at the time. While Pac slept with her in one room, Suge slept with Misa Hilton in the other, boasting about how they can sleep with every woman in Puffy and Biggie's life, and then send them back to the East Coast. Mary J. Blige was supposedly passed around by multiple people on death row, like for example Danny Boy and Suge himself. Pac later complained and joked about Mary's bad smell in the intimate area. Pac and Suge were doing everything they could to belittle and emasculate Puffy and Biggie, rubbing it into their faces and showing them that they can get away with everything. A lot of the shady things they did behind the scenes was hidden from the public. They were trying to drive them crazy and provoke a response, which they ended up getting months later. Pac and Suge shared a common interest. They both wanted to find out more about Puffy, because Suge and other Ma Piru members indirectly held Puffy responsible for Jake's murder. Tupac, on the other hand, blamed Puffy for withholding information about the shooters and the mastermind behind the Quad Studio shooting, thinking he would have told him if he wasn't cool with those people or part of the whole setup. By the end of October, Pac had decided to go on the offensive against Biggie, Puffy and Bad Boy by writing more battle rap themed tracks or songs where he's taking subliminal shots at his enemies, like on Only God Can Judge Me, for example, which was recorded on October 26th. He started off by saying that he got stabbed in the back by his own homies during and after the Quad Studio shooting. He's obviously talking about Stretch, Biggie, and Puffy.
Took a gun charge from Biggie. God damn. I don't
The next couple of jabs are on the Posse track When We Ride, featuring the Outlaws and ex-members of the group Thug Life.
Y'all already know who I'm
It was recorded a day later on October 27th.
My adversaries crumble when we rumble. It's a catastrophe. I for revenge on people that blasted me.
In the song When We Ride, Pac is talking about a certain person who shouldn't have quote-unquote effed around with a sick-ass guy like him. He's talking about one person here, saying that his adversaries will crumble and that he's out for revenge for the people that shot him.
Who shot you? From the ops, leap hard to creep.
At Bill Cosby 3264 said that girl Misa Hilton
On
been
October
passed around with
30th,
a lot
Pac
of
recorded the
rappers.
title track of his album All Eyes on Me, which also contains subliminal shots at Biggie. With all the different recounts in the Vibe magazine about the Quad Studio shooting, fans and readers were confused on who to trust, Pac or Biggie and everyone else who was there at the Quad Studios. Their versions of the story conflicted Pac's detailed description of the things that transpired during the shooting. Both sides called each other out for lying and tried to make themselves look better. Pac also accused Biggie of trying to copy his sound and style, especially the player image. Him making records for the ladies and club bangers for his album. Pac was the one who told him to change his style a bit and to make more radio-friendly records. That's how Biggie became successful, at least according to Pac. But now those same people who supposedly copied him are now player-hating and talking bad about him in the media. Ready for the Funk is not only referencing Biggie's album Ready to Die, but also the song Machine Gun Funk on the same album. Pac is basically saying that they're all liars and cowards who would run at first sign of funk, saying that they're not ready for it, which is actually what happened a couple months later after the Soul Train Awards in '96. More on that later. Pac is ready to send those people to hell for supposedly backstabbing him. Holla When You See Me is directed at both Biggie and Stretch. He actually made a song called Holla at Me about a month later, in which he dedicated a couple verses to both of them. He believed that Biggie and Puffy had previous knowledge of or inside intel of those involved in the Quad Studio shooting. So Pac is asking them, are you still down? Telling them to holla at him. He's been waiting all this time for them to come pay him a visit and talk it out with him. Expected them to come see him in prison and to show love and support. Not on the radio for clouds, but actual support in person. See if he or his family needs something. Things you would expect from your closest friends. Instead of doing this whole back and forth in the magazines, they shall come holla at him. A day later, on October 31st, Tupac decided to add insult to injury by recording the first version of the Biggie diss track Hit 'Em Up. A full song going at it. Not just subliminal lines here and there, but an entire verse from Pac bragging about sleeping with Faith Evans. Using the same beat he played for her before sleeping with her. He slept with Big's wife and made sure that there are pictures and recordings of them together, which the media would spread everywhere around the world. That was step one of Pac's war strategy. This is now 12 days after that incident. Step 2 was now to put it on wax and record the biggest battle record ever. Something that gets played all around the world. At clubs, at parties, at events, on every block. So that you can't escape it. Similar to how Tupac couldn't escape Who Shot Ya while he was in prison. They played the song around him to piss him off, to see his reaction. It was pure entertainment to them. And Pac wanted to give Biggie a taste of his own medicine, so that he can't escape the humiliation. Constantly hearing the song that destroyed his marriage and his player image. It was a leg lock, something that's really hard to get out of and to come back from. Because diss tracks are all about emasculating the opponent and making them look like a joke. How are you supposed to not only undo the damage, but also come back in a way that you're seen as the victor? As someone who made a strong comeback with a counterpunch that deals more damage than destroying someone's marriage. Biggie would need to drop a nuclear bomb to make a comeback. Pac also wanted to introduce the world to his clique, the Outlaw Immortals. which was supposed to be an upgrade over the Thug Life movement prior to his incarceration. He wanted the Outlaws to blow away Biggie's Junior Mafia, because Junior Mafia had successfully defeated Thug Life in terms of sales. Pac was planning to release a project with the Outlaws similar to the Thug Life album and JM's Conspiracy, but more successful, putting Biggie's movement to shame and showing him that he should have been part of Pac's movement instead of creating his own. And he also wanted to show Biggie that he's not on his level, that he's on the level of the Outlaws, on the level of his soldiers. Just like how Big was supposed to be his soldier on Thug Life.
I ain't got no motherfucking friend. Chugging the talking about. Hell yeah, I'ma do this motherfucking track. And they know exactly who I'm talking about too, you old itch made.
Pac starts off by saying that he has no friends, and that unlike Biggie, he doesn't need to diss people subliminally. Felt like all his friends stabbed him in the back, thinking that Biggie and Stretch turned on him. When they said that they still consider Tupac as their friends, Pac responded with, "I ain't got no friends," basically saying no thank you. Pac is also saying that Big should have been more direct, instead of making songs that are subliminal, leaving it up for interpretation and then denying it in interviews. Instead of talking behind people's backs like Biggie supposedly did after the Quad Studio shooting, while at the same time pretending like everything is cool, Pac takes action and stays true to his word, making it public that he slept with Big's wife, showing that he's true to the game and not all talk. Not a two-faced coward that says one thing and does another, but someone who's direct and real. His words are aligned with his actions.
Said,
a true player, unlike Biggie, he proved that he's a player by sleeping with Big's wife. That's what he was trying to say. As mentioned earlier, Biggie and Puffy talked badly about Pac while he was in prison, saying that he was in movie mode, acting, exaggerating and lying. Puff in particular called him a fake thug in the Vibe magazine, and Big claimed that Pac shot himself, and that he didn't actually get shot 5 times. He supposedly lied about it to look better and tougher, because in the hood, people lose respect for you if you get dropped after shooting yourself, especially when you have a thug or tough guy image. Pac hopes that Big made enough money while he was locked up, because now that he's released, he'll make sure that his sales will drop and his career will come to an end. He wanted to show the world that he can easily outsell and outperform him. Pointing out the sudden change in style, how he went commercial and adapted the player image, even though he never wanted to go that route. He calls him phony and fat, the furthest thing from a player. The Biggie that Pac got to know wasn't popular with women, and he didn't wear the most expensive clothes and drink champagne every day, pointing out how he all of a sudden started wearing Versace just like Pac, basically copying him, which is of course debatable. And the tough talk on Who Shot Ya, where he raps about shooting people, is all bluff to him, cause he's under the impression that Big ain't really a tough guy, that he's too scared to actually get involved in shootings, and that he's not the tough gangster that shoots people like in the music video for Warning.
We out loud too. We out loud too, shit.
Pac calls Biggie a cross-eyed crack baby with Down syndrome. As most of you know, Now
the cross-eyed crack baby is crazy. Yeah. I don't know who you looking at, bro. You looking at him, or you looking right there at them chips? Hello?
Biggie has a lazy eye, which means that one of his eyes sometimes wanders outward as it's weaker than the other. A crack baby is a term coined to describe children who were exposed to crack as fetuses, meaning he implied that Big's mother smoked crack while being pregnant with Biggie. The part about the Down syndrome was obviously not true, but he wanted to make him look like a disabled person because of his eye problems. He also makes fun of him and Puff for trying to act tough on records like Who Shot Ya or on the Conspiracy album, where they embraced the mafioso style, and also in their music videos, of course. This was said in response to what Puffy said about him in the Vibe magazine, calling him a fake thug who should stop acting and treating his life like a movie.
I got your ass in my sight, nigga, down tonight. And I can't wait to see you the track, cause we gon' get 'em up. When you see me, you better bust.
Big and Pac would later see
At
each
Robson
other
D'Souza
after an award
1982
show, where it almost came
said,
to a shooting.
Y'all
More
clown
on
too
that
much.
later.
Face with
In
tears
the
of
hook,
joy. Face
Pac
with
raps
tears of
the
joy.
infamous
Face
line,
with tears of joy.
We do.
This is obviously referring to the song Who Shot Ya. With Pac saying
At
the
Robson
punch didn't
D'Souza
finish, he's
1982
indirectly putting the mastermind
said,
of the shooting, the robbers, and
doesn't have
also
a
Biggie and
problem with his
Puffy in
eyes.
the same group. So people interpreted these lines as him accusing Biggie and Puffy of having something to do with the shoot.
You like cross-eyed dude? What's going on, twin?
At Robson D'Souza 1982 said, you got a problem with sex preference.
Sex preference.
At Bill Cosby 3264 said, called Big a crack baby with Down syndrome.
Because why else would you tell Biggie, the guy who made Who Shot Ya, that he and his people didn't manage to finish him off? Why did he even make that connection? Biggie's name is somehow always brought up when he talks about his shooters. And this goes back to people in prison telling him that Biggie bragged about his homies robbing Tupac. But again, there's zero evidence that Biggie actually did that. The people who fed Pac information might have lied about it for their own agenda. Or maybe they misinterpreted something. Or maybe Tupac was indeed clout chasing. Because that's what E. Moneybags said after visiting Tupac in prison. He wanted to hear his side of the story, and came to the conclusion that Pac had no actual evidence to blame Biggie. He told Prodigy from Mobb Deep that he's only doing it to increase his record sales, which means that Big didn't deserve
said,
all the things Tupac did to him after coming out of prison.
Is it the keyhole or the knob?
Keyhole or knob? What are you talking about?
This version of the song also features Napoleon, who was left off the final product, which came out a year later. It didn't surprise me that he was cut off, as most of the lines weren't actually disses. Idi Amin's verse dealt with the same problem. Same with Gaddafi and the female rapper Storm. It's mostly just empty threats and nothing else. None of the lines on here deserve to be on a diss track. So I'm not surprised that they actually scrapped the whole song. Only one, aside from Tupac, who did well on this song was Hussein Fatal, who was probably the most skilled rapper of the group. His punchlines made it to the final version of the song, so I will cover them later. At the time, Pac didn't really know what to do with the song. Cause A, it wasn't good enough, and B, he felt like he was going a little bit too far. Cause there would be no coming back after releasing this. Cause what if it turns out that Biggie was actually innocent? Then Pac would be seen as the backstabber. The one that slept with the wife of his homie after accusing him of setting him up. And after lying about him in the media. But now it was already too late for him to stop. So he stuck to his beliefs and his opinions, but didn't go all the way through. That's why most of the disses on All Eyes on Me are subliminal. He removed Hit 'Em Up from the tracklist. With Shook's homie Big Jake getting shot and killed prior to Pac's release from prison, and with the media turning the feud between two labels into a coastal war, nobody wanted to turn it into a bloodbath. So Pac wasn't going all out yet in '95. He wasn't sure if he should put any of the songs where he mentions Biggie, Puffy or Bad Boy onto his upcoming double album. But he made sure to include subliminal lines with keywords that Puff and Big would understand and interpret as disses towards them. Every time Pac talked about enemies, snakes, betrayal, traitors, or the Quad Studio shooting in general, he was talking about Big and Puffy. Because those were the people who were on his mind back then. Like on the song Can't See Me, for example, which Pac recorded on November 2nd, 2 days after working on Hit 'Em Up.
Said, come on brother, he's playing with the knot and the keyhole. Face with tears
Pac was
of
on
joy,
a mission to surprise his enemies with the biggest comeback ever, while lyrically taking aim at everyone who badmouthed him while he was locked up. All the people that were happy that they finally got rid of him will now see him in flesh and suffer the consequences.
You a Biggie fan? You must be a Biggie fan.
Telling people to make clear what side they're on. Are they with him or are they against him? For Pac, his old friends Biggie and Stretch had already made their decisions, and he no longer considered them friends. They had their...
I see you a big fan.
At Robson D'Souza 1982 said, Tupac's waist is a lot larger than Biggie and Puffy combine.
might read that shit. Hold on, twin. You said waste?
At Robson DeSouza 1982 said,
The time to shine while Pac was locked up. But now that he's out, he's taking back his crown, eliminating all his adversaries like they're no competition for him. In the outro, he also says that people shouldn't believe everything they read, talking about all the different statements made by eyewitnesses who talked about the Quad Studio shooting. Like Biggie, Puffy, Lil Sean, Andre Harrell, Jimmy Henchman, Stretch. They had multiple accounts of what happened, and some of the statements contradicted each other. So Pac is telling his fans to not believe everything they read, implying that his enemies are lying on him. This is the only song on the album where he's mentioning Biggie by name.
Bill Cosby 3264 said, "Imply I'm a fan of both, but on Pac's side."
On November 5th, Pac, Shook, The Outlaws, and the entire Death Row family drove to...
You say you're a fan of both? That's for shit, that's fine. Y'all, if y'all check, y'all a fan of both, let me know what team y'all on if I restart these motherfuckers. Y'all confusing here, let me. Y'all team Pac or y'all team Pac, y'all team Biggie, or y'all both? I need to know. You say you're Pac? Okay, Big, we got one. Biggie.
At Robson DeSouza 1982 said, "I'm a fan of Biggie and Pac."
Why are you a fan of Biggie? Oh, wow. Okay, rapping style?
At The Experience 6360 said, "Pac."
We got Pac. We got two. We got all those two. Damn, I need to make a goddamn board. That what the fuck I need.
At James Fulton B5B said,
Jurassic 5.
"I'm Team Jurassic 5."
Okay. I don't like Biggie. Biggie, we talking about going, like, he want to go to hell and shit. No, I don't.
At Robson DeSouza 1982 said, "Tupac was big in the streets. Coffee was just a house cat."
Who was Coffee?
Las Vegas to perform at Shook's Club 662
Biggie's
and to
Coffee?
promote the album All Eyes on Me.
Coffee?
On that day, he wore the silk shirt that Faith bought for him. Cause as mentioned earlier, Faith would go on shopping sprees and then return with gifts for Tupac.
To that.
They had a very close relationship.
3264
Pac even bragged about it in interviews, which on
"I'm an East
January
Coast
14th,
nigga, so I can't deny his
1996,
work, LOL.
made it on the New York Times. Tonight, Shook is wearing a new maroon
Robson
suit and a matching
1982
fedora. The rest of the
said,
Death Row posse are
"Puffy
wearing
is just
red
a
and
house
black.
cat."
Black pants or
James
red
Fulton
pants,
B5B
or black blazers
said,
or red blazers.
"Kill the MC and
Tupac
Soup,
is the
LOL,
only
Mark
one
7
in a
and
different
Charlie
color.
Tuna, LOL.
He's wearing
At
an
Miss
elaborately
Davenham's Hot
patterned gold shirt
2017
and baggy jeans.
said,
The wife of a top
Pac for
rapper
life.
bought this for him. Shook
At Robson
says.
DeSouza 1982
Who's that?
said,
His name is an
"Tupac,
acronym.
50 Cent and Biggie Smalls, they're all
Notorious
street dogs."
B.I.G.'s wife, Faith Evans. She bought him this and a suit and some other stuff, Shook says. And how did you thank her, Tupac? Tupac pauses.
I used to like Biggie though.
I did enough,
When he started
he
talking
says,
At
rather
Robson DeSouza
salaciously.
1982
That same
said,
day, on November 5th,
"Puffy is just a house
Pac
cat.
did an interview with
Don't
Uncle
no one
Luke
smell the
and
pussy
appeared
when they
on
see
Luke's
one."
Peep Show,
At
taunting
Miss
Faith
Davenham's Hot
and Biggie.
2017 said,
Deal.
"I'm chatting from Dubai."
Dubai is crazy. Hold on. Shout out from Dubai, man. I ain't never been to Dubai. I was gonna go to Dubai. I appreciate you tuning in to America. You know what I'm talking about? You know. But we gotta stop. I stopped messing with Biggie. Cause in this
At Robson
documentary,
DeSouza
found out what he did
1982
part, though. You know what I'm saying?
said, "I'm Team Biggie and Pacific."
We found out what Biggie did the part though. He took a gun. Pac took a gun charge for him. That boy didn't want to go to jail to see him, or even go show up to the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? And y'all supposed to be friends. He don't put you on, gave you money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fuck with people like that.
At Robson DeSouza 1982 said, "That's a stupid question. Bro, they are both very excellent lyricists." At Miss Davenham's Hot 2017 said, "I'm from Nigeria.
You from Nigeria?
At The Experience 6360 said, "I am watching from Guyana way down in South America." At Robson DeSouza 1982 said, "Do you have that word in your dictionary? They are lyricist.
Man, nobody don't give a damn about no lyricists, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, twin. You goddamn, you do it too much. For real. You go to this.
You don't know nothing about no gang signs. Why do you keep throwing up gang signs? Why do these East Coast niggas, if they come to California, some of these true to life gang bangers gonna pull your motherfucking car? Because these niggas out here dying for that shit, and you want to make a video and play with that shit. Be careful, homie. All you fake friend ass niggas, you got to be careful because it's very dangerous out here. You can do that little set me up in the studio in New York, but in California, nigga, that's where the cheese ride.
At Mustafa
On November 7th,
2017,
Pac recorded the song
said,
Hearts of Men,
I
on
love
which he
what you're
starts
doing,
off
bro.
by reminding
I
the
appreciate it, man.
CEO of Death Row Records what he told and promised him when he came out of prison.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Suge, what I tell you when I come out of jail, what I was gonna do? I was gonna start digging into these chicken chests, right?
He promised him that he'll destroy the label Bad Boy Entertainment.
I think all the
And
lyrics
Suge obviously liked what he was hearing, as he himself was
Who's
already in a
lyricist these
beef with the
days, though, to be
CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment, Puff Daddy. And he knew that controversy sells. So his eyes turned into dollar signs,
No lyricist
and they
these days,
immediately came to an understanding.
Now me and Quick finna show you niggas like on this.
Quick goddamn lyricist too. You gotta
He
put
then
Quick in there, too.
continues by
You know what I'm
saying that he'll show everybody what it's like on the west side, the real side, implying that the east coast ain't the real side. He's creating this contrast of real and fake. The writers on the west coast and the quote-unquote pussies on the east coast.
Now this ride's gonna be some real motherfuckers, it's gonna be some pussy.
DJ Quick was there when Suge Knight slept with Puffy's baby mama Misa Hilton. He
At
was
Bill
one of the
Cosby
few eyewitnesses who've
3264
seen them leave the hotel
said,
together after the 95
There's a
Source
video
Awards.
of Pac and
He
Biggie
and Pac were
freestyle
both
at a
laughing
table.
at them
Biggie spit
and
some
were making
beer
fun
and
of the
Pac
East
went
Coast
off
together.
The top of the head.
He also explains
see
how
that?
there will be real
never seen
people
that.
on your side who
Y'all
are
wanna
true
see it?
friends, but also fake ones
the
who are
whole video.
disguised
Look
as
at this
friends
right
but
now.
envy you and turn into
We'll come back
enemies
to
the
it.
first chance they get,
come back to the video.
in a
We'll
moment
see
of
it right
weakness
now.
when you're
It is-
asking
it
them
is
for
on
help.
YouTube.
You got some niggas inside that say your friends, but they real.
I always seen like bits and parts of it. I never seen
He
like
was most likely referring to Stretch and Biggie.
actual freestyle.
He's just disappointed in them as friends and thought that they did more damage than actual good with their statements in interviews and their actions during and after the shooting. He also thought that Biggie and Puffy wanted to see him rot in jail.
Rob bonds, it now down. Thought I rot in jail, pay bail when the stick out now.
3 days later, between November 10th and November 13th, Pac and Dr. Dre were at the shooting for the California Love music video.
At Bill Cosby
The two hung out together on the set and
you
even
said-
made fun of Biggie.
It's on YouTube.
Let's go find this shit real quick. Let's go find it. I'm going my I'm gonna get Biggie a chair, goddamn. I just can't get over that when he did the pop though. That the shit. That would just threw me off right there. Oh, freestyle. Oh, shout out my video right there too. Oh, we need where freestyle. Oh, you know. Oh, here you go. This it. This it. This the whole freestyle. This it. The whole freestyle chat. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Be on my lyrics.
You ready,
and shit.
nigga?
Like,
Yeah. You ready for that raw dog shit, nigga? I'm on the underground, man. Okay, all right. Let me see how I'm gonna hit you with. You wanna set it off? Yeah, I'm scared to do some freestyle. I'm We go.
They busting out on this shit. Yeah, they busting out right though.
At Robson DeSouza in 1982 said, "What the fuck are you gonna tell me you know theirs?"
What the fuck you gonna tell me there?
At Robson DeSouza in 1982 said, "You're looking like an asshole in your own channel."
You can get your motherfucking ass off this motherfucking route, to be honest. I don't know who the fuck you talking to like that. The fuck you think you are, nigga? The fuck? You on my shit, nigga. I ain't on your shit, nigga. The fuck? Like, you about to come here and tell me what the fuck to think and what to do, nigga. You ain't changed shit. Tupac. Stupid. Get your lame ass on.
Dr. Dre found out about the song Hit 'Em Up, which Tupac originally wanted to put on All Eyes on Me. And he offered Pac to remix it so that it becomes the biggest record ever. But Pac refused, as he wanted to stay loyal to his friend Johnny J, who actually produced that record.
Said,
Tupac also bragged about sleeping with Faith when they turned on the cameras to promote the record and the label Death Row.
I just want to send a shout out to Faith.
At Robson DeSouza in 1982
and Bad Boy
said,
Records. That's what Bad
"Don't
Boy
make
Records.
me laugh if you say
y'all
Drake."
keep making money.
At
Suge was in the video too.
said,
"Those two were the main people on Death Row who wanted to destroy Bad Boy." On November 25th, Faith's vocals from Wonder Why They Call You B were replaced with the ones from the singer Jewel, the first lady of Death Row. There are rumors that Faith and Bad Boy threatened the label with legal action, but it's also possible that they just couldn't get the clearance for Faith's vocals, since Bad Boy and Death Row were enemies and would most likely not cooperate. Plus, according to Faith, she never received her money. On November 28th, Pac recorded the song Comrades, which features the Outlaws, Storm, and Big Psych. It contains a couple jabs at Bad Boy Records.
South American people, I appreciate y'all coming in and rocking with me.
He wants to make Bad Boy bow before Death Row, and thinks that it's time for the next chapter. Now that Biggie, Puffy, and everyone else had that time to talk bad about Tupac while he was locked up.
428 said, "P. Diddy the booty snatcher."
He also dedicates the last verse to all the quote-unquote tricks who he's trying to murder, while mentioning Bad Boy and the rapper The Dreads, who did a song with Big in '94 called The B-Side. And Pac was basically taking aim at everyone that chose to.
It's not that I ain't taking it from the lyricist and shit. I just don't, me personally, I don't mess with nobody that just do fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be the best rapper in the world, you do some fucked up shit, I will never listen to you again. That's just me, in my opinion. I don't worship motherfuckers like that though. Celebrities and shit like that, I ain't no worship motherfucker. But you do some fucked up shit, hell nah, I ain't with that. Fuck you.
Do a song with him. 2 days later, on November 30th, Big Stretch from the Live Squad was shot and killed in a fatal high-speed car chase, exactly 1 year after the Quad Studio shooting. In the March '96 issue of The Source magazine, Tupac spoke on Stretch's death and gave his opinion on what happened. You know what happened? Rules of the game. What goes around comes around. Meaning dishonest acts against other people eventually catch up to the offender, meaning Stretch. So Pac basically said that he suffered the consequences of his own actions on the 1 year anniversary of the Quad Studio shooting. Cause Pac later blamed Stretch for him getting shot and the robbers getting away. He wanted Stretch to grab one of the robbers so that he can shoot him. Expected some form of support and help, instead of him dropping like a sack of potatoes. So people use this statement right here as proof that Tupac thought that Stretch got shot because of the Quad Studio shooting. That he suffered the consequences of letting Pac down, and then later talking bad about him in the media. They also interpreted Pac's statements as a jab at Stretch. Cause in the Vibe magazine, Stretch was using the rules of the game as an argument against Tupac. And now Pac is referencing those same rules to say that Stretch got what he deserved. Cause Stretch had said, I want him to get a reality check. Recognize what the F he's doing. People on the streets live by rules, man. And that rule right there, that's a rule that's never to be broken. He implied that Pac broke the rules of the streets. Now Pac is directly responding to that comment, using the same words as Stretch. Know what's happened? Rules of the game. What goes around comes around. I never had no violent thoughts towards Stretch at all. I just didn't want to F with him no more. But I didn't want to kill him. He's my dog. Once you my dog, you my dog. He got shot just like I got shot. Everybody believed it was just a random robbery when I got shot.
This guy we gotta go back to this. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to that.
Please don't take me out the game.
I ain't gonna kill you.
I just put that on there.
We was homeboys once, Pig. Once we homeboys, we always homeboys.
Always gonna be homeboys.
Even if you is a fat.
We know that's fast.
Kills, now random-ish don't happen. He basically said that the shooting involving Stretch was just as random and spontaneous as the quad studio shooting, which everyone now knows wasn't random at all. It was a planned setup, and Pac knew that. So this right here could be sarcasm, meaning he really put out a hit on Stretch and is now playing innocent like Puffy and Jimmy Henchman, doing interviews in magazines denying everything while everyone points their finger at him.
TSS.
But he could also just be playing with the idea of people thinking that he's powerful enough to put out hits on people. But it didn't seem like his death bothered him at all, even though he was his best friend at one point. Word on the street is that Stretch was killed for robbing a drug dealer for 10 keys of cocaine, which he refused to return. He had just produced the song Take It in Blood for the East Coast rap legend Nas, with whom Pac would later get into a beef with. But the Bad Boy camp probably speculated if Pac or the people from Death Row had anything to do with it, and if they would dare to do the same thing to him. Cause Big and Stretch were real close, and Pac was mad at both of them. Plus, nobody knew what Shook would do next after losing his friend Big Jake, cause he blamed Puffy for his death. 2 days after Stretch got killed, meaning on December 2nd, Pac decided to diss him on the song Holla At Me, which was named that way because of Tupac's ex-girlfriend Desiree Smith's letter, in which he asked Tupac why Stretch is trying to holler at her. So Pac took that and indirectly told Stretch that he should holler at him instead of hollering at his ex-girlfriend. But Stretch had already passed at this point, so Pac was technically talking to a dead man. These lines are not only aimed at Biggie but also directed at Stretch, who he had known for way longer. Before he put out his debut album Tupacalypse Now, Pac had him on every album, made dozens of songs with him, let him produce tracks for his projects, and even made him a member of his group Thug Life. With It Was All a Scheme, You Infiltrated My Team and Sold a Dream, he's talking about the Thug Life movement that Stretch and Biggie became a part of. Pac had his dreams crushed after that shooting. The people from the Thug Life movement, who were supposed to look out for him and be ready to put their lives on the line for their brothers, abandoned him and let him fight those robbers on his own. Didn't even help him to find the people who did it, when the whole purpose of the movement was to save and help each other. That was Pac's dream. The dream people like Stretch and Biggie sold him when they joined this movement.
You can't expect walking around like nothing going on after dissing New York.
Pac is asking Stretch how he could just watch them shoot and beat him unconscious, when they all gave their word to fight for each other and to defend each other with their lives. He said Stretch dropped like a sack of potatoes, even though he was the biggest guy there, saying that Stretch and his family would still be living in the streets if he wouldn't have given him a chance to make money. Same with Big. Big would have went back to selling drugs to make enough money to raise his daughter, who was on the way. Pac was the one who took him on shows so that he can make some quick cash until his deal with Puffy works out. He gave both Stretch and Biggie money to eat and paid their bills as they were broke. He always looked out for them and gave them money when needed, took them on all his shows, had Stretch on all his albums, and even moved Stretch's family into his residence. Again about Stretch getting weak knees when the robbers pulled out their guns, and he just followed their orders not knowing what to do. Stretch felt like it would have been suicide if he had tried to fight back, cause he didn't have a gun, nor is he able to dodge bullets. Pac was the only one bold enough to counterattack, but you could also interpret these lines as shots against Biggie, blaming him for being too scared to open his mouth and tell him who did it, fearing the consequences of speaking up. Pac was not only disappointed, but he had also lost his respect for them, to the point where squashing the beef was impossible, as he could never see himself being their friends again. He also said this in the March 96 issue of the Source magazine. Stretch was my closest road dog, my closest homie. I did a lot of drama. I got into a lot of cases in Ish because of Stretch. Money-wise, he could have had anything. His daughter was my daughter. Whatever she wanted, she could have. Then this Ish happened and the guy didn't write for me. He didn't do what your dog is supposed to do when you shut up. When I was in jail, he never wrote me, never got at me. His homeboys was coming to see me and he wasn't coming to see me. And he started hanging around Biggie right after this. I'm in jail, shut up, his main dog, and he hanging out and going to shows with Biggie. Both these guys never came to see me. There were rumors on the street that Stretch sold Pac out for money, that he worked for Jimmy Henchman, and that's supposedly why he was the one relaying messages for him. That's why they went directly at Pac instead of the big guy, meaning Stretch. And that's why he continued to hang out with Bad Boy, who on the other hand continued to hang out with Jimmy Henchman. But Majesty, who's the brother of Stretch, denied it, saying that they were in shock and surprised when Jimmy Henchman got the number of their mother, cause Jimmy called their mom's crib, possibly to intimidate them, showing them that they know where their mom lives, and that they can reach her whenever they want.
There you go.
And they would have never worked with someone who threatened their mother. The last two lines of the first verse could be interpreted as Pac alluding to the rumors of Stretch selling him out for money. These lines are directed at both Stretch and Big. Fear wasn't their only motive when they let him down, according to Pac, saying that it was their greed for money that led them to trap or set up his friend during the robbery. He talked about this in the 96 Vibe interview.
And I feel as though he wrongs me. You got out of hand and you wrong me. You got seduced by the power, not because he's an evil person, but because money is evil if it's not handled right. If you lose your composure, you could do anything. And he fear got stronger than love. And they stayed on what he wasn't supposed to do.
Then in the hook, he flips it and says that he must stay sharp and alert so that he doesn't fall prey to the things that greed for money brings.
I mean, I agree with that too, but you like, God damn, you should have seen it.
Pac wants to stay sharp so that he recognizes his friends with ulterior motives or hidden agendas, in order to make sure that something similar to the Quad Studio robbery doesn't happen again. Pac had developed trust issues and questioned everybody that was close to him, cut ties with most of the people he knew, as he felt like he couldn't even trust his childhood friends. That's why he started saying trust nobody during his time in prison.
I would tell each and every person out there, don't forget about that clicking up thing, you know what I mean? Be to yourself, stay to yourself, trust nobody, trust nobody. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people who I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything turned on me.
Therefore, anyone who's going to be down with Pac better holler at him, to let him know that he can trust him.
Like, if y'all didn't do
That's
that, why
the
y'all
message
just go
of the
to prison
song.
holler at him, though? All they took y'all go to prison.
This right here is a play on words and also confirmation that he's addressing Stretch. Stretch was part of the group Live Squad together with his brother Majesty. Being live means being bold, fearless and respected. Pac is questioning that now that he saw him in Fear during the Quad Studio shooting. He can never be live because he's a quote-unquote coward that pretends to be hard but folds under pressure. But it could also be a double entendre, since Stretch passed away. He can never be live or alive because he's dead. These lines could also be a response to Biggie, cause on the song Who Shot Ya, Puffy kept yelling "Get Live" in the intro, interlude and outro.
Get live. He said get live.
This is obviously about him standing up after getting shot 5 times and then going upstairs to see everybody's faces, including Jimmy Henchman, Puffy, Andre Harrell and the other 40 people who were up there. A couple days after Pac's single California Love with Dr. Dre came out, Pac got confronted by a couple of Keefy D's homies. Again, Keefy D was the Southside crib that Puff Daddy hired as additional security to keep an eye on Suge Knight and the Ma Peru. Pac had a line in that song that upset the Crips, recognized from Long Beach to Rosecrans.
Famous because we programs. Worldwide, let them recognize from Long Beach to Rosecrans.
The Crips had a problem with that line because Pac was referring to the areas around Long Beach Boulevard and Rosecrans Avenue in Compton, which is the territory of the Ma Peru Bloods, the gang that Suge and most people working for Death Row were affiliated with. Rivals of the Southside Crips and the people that Puffy wanted to keep in check. The Crip Big Syke, who was Pac's friend at the time, de-escalated the situation. I gave a detailed description of what happened in the Tupac murder documentary. Make sure to check it out. Tupac tattooed the acronym MOB on his inner right upper arm. The acronym stands for two things, according to Tupac himself: money over beast and money, organization, and business. He referenced it on numerous songs recorded in '96, like for example Blasphemy, Hit 'Em Up, Changed Man, Worldwide Mob Figures, MOB, the list goes on and on. People to this day are still unsure if MOB was more than just an acronym that Tupac created, cause MOB can also mean Mafia, a criminal organization, an acronym for members of Bloods, or a reference to the Ma Peru. You can't make songs and call yourself MOB or any other gang name without gang members confronting you. So the Ma Peru members associated with Death Row knew what he was doing and were fine with it. Some say he got that tattoo to get the Perus on his side, basically as an army to ride with him in his wars, cause Pac felt like the whole world was against him. He was in the middle of the East Coast West Coast war. Suge, a Ma Peru member, got him out of prison and got him a second chance in life. So it could have also been loyalty towards Suge. Puffy, on the other hand, relied on the Southside Crips, meaning Keefe D and his people. Pac had Peru members as a security around him and made himself a target against the Southside Crips. He not only became part of Suge's bloody war with Puffy, in which people like the Peru member Big Jake, one of Suge's friends, got killed by one of Puffy's associates, but the Southsiders around Puff were also beefing with the Perus. So the wolves that Pac and Puffy had around them as security were fighting a bloody war of which Pac couldn't get out of. He more or less got dragged into a gang war without being a real gang member. And things got worse day by day. It wasn't just a hip-hop rivalry anymore. Both sides were constantly receiving death threats. The Crips would approach Pac and the Bloods would approach Puffy. Around the same time, Biggie and Junior Mafia filmed the music video to their hit record Get Money. Big was asked about the whole friction between the East and West Coast, and also about his beef with Tupac.
I'm just here to make music, man. That's
Arena Terrorist 3345 said, if you see me nigga you need to holla at me. God be careful, don't let the evil of the money trap me, so when you see me nigga you better holla at me. That was the best.
Thank you, man, for saying that.
On December 12th, Pac recorded the song FMO together with his outlaws, calling themselves Bad Boy Killers. In the intro, Pac tells Biggie to put his hands up,
we ain't nothing to do it.
Taking a common saying from the police, put your hands where I can see them, and using it to belittle his rival Biggie, who's lyrically being held at gunpoint, cornered by Pac and his outlaws. He asks him to surrender and bow down to his greatness, telling Bad Boy to bow down to Death Row, while calling himself a notorious Biggie killer. He wanted to show the East Coast that the West Coast is superior, during a time when the media couldn't stop using the phrase East Coast West Coast War as a headline for their magazines. So he was obviously fine with that and was in full war mode, ready to take on the whole coast if he has to. 3 days later, on December 15th, just 3 months after Big Jake got shot in Atlanta, there was another incident that changed the beef between Puffy and Suge forever. Death Row Records was having a Christmas party at a home in the Hollywood Hills, and a record promoter from New York named Mark Anthony Bell, who was close to Puffy, decided to attend, which led to him getting beaten up and threatened by Suge, Tupac and the Ma Peru. They wanted to know the exact location of Puff Daddy's home in LA, so that they can pay him a visit and rough him up. Mark Bell refused to cooperate and got beaten up pretty badly. Suge even tried to force him to drink a glass filled with his urine. just to humiliate him. I have touched on this incident in my Tupac murder documentary. There you can find out what exactly happened that night and hear the story in full detail. When Puffy found out about this incident, he panicked and was scared for his life, cause Mark Bell took the first flight back to New York, and Puffy was notified immediately. Suge and his people wanted retaliation not only for Big Jake's murder, but also for supposedly knowing about the plans of robbing Tupac at the Quad Studios. So both Biggie and Puffy were mad at them. Big had just seen the pictures of Pac and Faith together, with everybody spreading rumors of her cheating. And Puffy feared for his life, so he once again tried to get closer to Keefe and the Southsiders to make sure that they're always with him whenever he flies to the West Coast. The following day, on December 16th, 1995, Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pound were in New York to shoot the music video for the song New York, New York, off the Dogg Pound's debut album Dog Food, which had just come out. It was released on October 31st. Biggie heard it and was upset when he found out that they used the beat for his Sanites commercial to make a West Coast banger called New York, New York.
I know you're thinking, well, goddamn, what he drinking? The cookie letter. No other beer feel better.
At the time, Biggie thought that the song New York, New York was supposed to be a diss towards him, the King of New York, and also to the city he was representing. Cause not only did they snatch his beat, but Death Row had just signed Tupac, who allegedly slept with his wife and is now making diss records. No one knew what was about to happen. Bad Boy was already competing with Death Row, so they saw the album Dog Food as a direct response to Biggie's Ready to Die, because they were going head to head with their album sales. The sales of the Dogg Pound album were getting closer and closer to Ready to Die, and they ended up going double platinum way faster than Big.
It
took them less than 3 months, while it took Ready to Die more than a year. But the game still respected Biggie way more than the Dogg Pound. Rapping wise, he was just in a league of his own. Death Row was still superior in terms of record sales, but Bad Boy was getting closer and closer. Now with Tupac on board, with all the rumors that were going around, and with Pac's comments in the Vibe magazine, people on the East Coast were nervous about what the hothead Pac would do next. It was rumored that Pac, Snoop, the Dogg Pound and Dr. Dre would take the East Coast-West Coast beef to a whole new level, by using Pac's anger, passion and energy as ammo to fire at the East Coast. Back then, rappers and artists were shrouded in mystery. You would only hear from them when they would drop an album, a single or do an interview. You didn't know what these people were thinking or planning. They couldn't just make a tweet and make you understand what they feel like at this very moment. So nobody knew what was about to happen. Both sides were waiting on each other to drop an album, a single or an interview, where one side says something about the other, so that they can respond accordingly. And right now, only Tupac and Suge were the ones wilding out in interviews. So Biggie didn't know what the Dogg Pound or Snoop thought about him. Were they agreeing with Tupac's hateful comments towards Bad Boy, or were they just doing their own thing? Biggie didn't know what to expect, but he was cautious and paranoid, cause the man had just ruined his marriage. What is he going to do next? When Big heard that the people from Death Row came to New York to shoot a music video, he thought of the worst, thinking that Pac would shoot the music video to one of his diss tracks against him. Make fun of him in New York in his own territory, showing New Yorkers that he can do anything he wants, that the West Coast is on top, and that the East Coast can't do anything about it. No one wanted to get humiliated and disrespected like that. Especially as the King of New York, he couldn't allow them to do that. He thought he's going to make a music video bragging about sleeping with his wife, while walking through the streets of New York like cowboys, like bosses, as if they owned the place. So he felt like he had to do something, cause he knew how disrespectful Pac could be if he wanted to. A day prior, they beat up the New York record promoter trying to find out where Puffy lives. And now they're in New York doing God knows what. So everyone was on high alert, even though Pac wasn't even there. This video shoot was only for Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pounds, who were actually friends with Big, before Pac got signed to the label. The video set in New York was heightened when the set was fired upon after New Yorkers felt they were being disrespected. When West Coast hip-hop artists flew to New York to film a music video in the middle of the East Coast-West Coast war. The video was originally going to be a dedication to New York, but they thought they would do the exact opposite. The notorious B.I.G. called up the Hot 97 radio station with Funkmaster Flex and instigated the incident. According to Snoop Dogg, Biggie was the one who called the shots on him, cause they went to see Funk Flex earlier that day to show love and respect, and to say, DPG, we here shooting a video. We need all you New York rappers to come F with us, cause we love y'all. We shooting a video at Times Square. We shooting at Red Hook. Come get down with us. That's what Snoop and the Dogg Pound wanted to say on the radio, but Funk Flex wouldn't let them in. They then headed to the video shoot, and Big called up Hot 97 to speak to Flex and everyone listening. On air, he said, "There's a Tupac Dogg Pound video in Red Hook, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, stand up. How dare they come out here and record a video dissing New York?" Biggie's main motivation was to get Tupac. The situation between them was so heated that he didn't care about the consequences of those comments, calling for action as the voice of Brooklyn, while the entire city is listening. He most likely did it out of anger towards Tupac, when he wasn't even there. And there's a rumor that Puffy later went to Hot 97 in order to get rid of the evidence that Biggie called the shots on Tupac. And that's supposedly why there's no recording of Biggie calling up the radio and making those comments. Cause Big could have gotten in trouble for that. Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pound were all out in the snow in front of the bricks shooting the video. And by the time they went back to the trailer, someone was shooting at it. The trailer got riddled with bullets, but luckily none of them got hit. The Death Row body...
Fuck this shit. Oh, what's up? Did the video stop?
God, Frank Alexander got him out of their safe. He and the Death Row head of security, Reggie Wright, said that Snoop and the Dogg Pound were scared like quote-unquote little B-words. When they flew back to LA, they told everyone what happened. Pac and Shook were heated. Sending people and trying to kill artists was a line that they hadn't crossed yet. It became a life or death situation. Both sides were now expecting their enemies to do it again. Catch the other side off guard. Send goons to attack the artists or people associated with them. Put out hits on people and ambush them the first chance they get. The question was, who will fold under the pressure and cross the line first? And how will the other side respond? Snoop, the Dogg Pound and Pac were now in F New York mode. They finished the rest of the music video for New York, New York in LA, using a green screen. What was supposed to be a dedication to New York, in which they show the beauty of the Mecca of hip-hop, became a disrespectful declaration of war, with them kicking over buildings and walking through the city like Godzilla, trying to cause chaos and destruction. You might remember the July 95 Source magazine cover where they crowned Biggie the King of New York, with him standing next to the World Trade Center while being depicted as a giant the same size as Godzilla. Now fast forward to December 95. Snoop and the Dogg Pound are about the same size as him in the music video, stomping on New York while kicking over their buildings. And again, using the same beat as the one for Biggie's commercial. Definitely a subliminal shot at Big, but more importantly an act of disrespect towards the Mecca of hip-hop. Pac was really fed up with New York, cause everything he went through happened in New York. Him getting robbed, threatened by gangsters, getting shot, getting accused of assault, and then also Snoop and the Dogg Pound getting their trailer riddled with bullets. All the people who were dissing him and sending shots, everything somehow happened in New York. Every time he goes there, there's trouble. So he was just done. Completely. New Yorkers took offense to the song and made response records to lyrically defend themselves. Like Capone and Noriega's LA LA, for example, which also featured Tragedy Gaddafi and Mobb Deep, initially rapping over the same beat the Dog Pound used. And in the video, they even kidnapped them and threw them over a bridge. Around that same time, Pac and the Dog Pound recorded the New York diss song NY87 with rappers like Deadly Threat and DJ Quick. The song is going at multiple East Coast rappers such as Biggie, Mobb Deep, J-Ro the Damager, Tragedy Gaddafi, Channel Live, and A Tribe Called Quest. You can hear DJ Quick in the intro declaring war on the East Coast.
Yo, this is DJ Quick. Taking a second out with the Dog Pound to let y'all know something. If you're looking in the Source mag and don't see me, it's because them niggas on the East is the enemy.
Corrupt and Daz then basically sum up what happened at the New York video shoot, paraphrasing what Big said on the radio to prevent the Dog Pound from shooting the video in his city, saying that they can't come to New York to shoot videos and that New Yorkers should go kill them, basically accusing Biggie of conspiracy to commit murder, similar to what Pac accused him of after the Quad Studio shooting.
Hey, yo, God, the heads is tripping out in New York. Yo, money, they can't come down here and shoot no video.
Then they're calling Biggie out by name, saying that he shall holler at Tupac, similar to what Tupac said in the song Holla, where he told his old friends, Stretch and Biggie, to reach out to him to settle their differences one way or the other. Then they addressed the rumor that had been spreading for the past couple of weeks about Tupac sleeping with Biggie's wife Faith Evans. The Dog Pound confirmed that those rumors are true. They then asked Biggie and his people if they really want to go to war with them, saying that the same people that set Tupac up tried to set up Snoop Dogg and the Dog Pound as well, once again accusing Biggie of setting Pac up. The intro ends with them saying that they might also have sex with Faith Evans as well, just like Pac, because Biggie was saying that they can't come to New York unless they bring him a gift. And the Dog Pound wants to send back his wife with $350 worth of you-know-what down her throat, using her and then sending her back as a gift to Biggie. Corrupt then starts off by naming all the people on the East Coast he's cool with and explains how they influenced him as an MC. Then he uses slick wordplay to diss some of the new rappers and rap groups that came to the forefront during the time when the East Coast-West Coast beef really started to get out of control.
Now who the fuck is this I hear on the radio dissing me? B-I-double-G-I to the E.
Then he touches on the incident of Biggie getting on the radio with Funk Flex to diss Pac, Snoop and the Dog Pound before the New York video shoot, saying that he didn't expect to get dissed by a guy like Biggie who he always admired, calling him the deadliest force in New York, the person the city listens to. Because that's what ultimately led to their trailer getting shot up. All it took was Biggie to hop on the radio and say something.
I found he's the deadliest force in the world where it's all about glamour, fame and fortune. And next time you hit LA, then we mash.
They're basically threatening Biggie that there'll be severe consequences if he decides to come to LA. They're ready to return the favor now that they got chased out of New York. Biggie did actually try to come to LA numerous times, and there were always problems for him. They made sure that he can never feel safe there again. The whole reason why Diddy got close with the Southside Crips and Keefy D. But more on that later. Pac starts off by calling out quote-unquote all the dogs and phony rap stars who think that they got rid of him, meaning the robber Dexter Isaac and his two friends, Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack, Puffy, Biggie, Lil Sean and Stretch, who quote-unquote picked the side of his enemy. This is probably the only song in which Tupac said F New York and not a specific artist. They were all fed up. From that point on, they would always bring dozens of security guards with them every time they went to New York. They didn't feel safe there, just like how the people from Bad Boy didn't feel safe in LA. Pac also felt like radio hosts on the East Coast like Funkmaster Flex weren't really respecting West Coast MCs. They obviously had an East Coast bias. were also mad that they wouldn't let Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pound get on Hot 97, but then accepted calls from Biggie. The fans were also picking sides, and with them being hotheads at the time, they went on the offensive instead of trying to work things out and make peace. The last song Pac made in '95, where he's talking about Biggie, is No More Pain, which was recorded on December 18th. A lot of gun bars and threats on this one, challenging his jealous adversaries to pull out their guns and blast, promising that he'll murder them. He wants retaliation for what they did to him in New York, calling his shooters and the people involved cowards. In the outro, he then talks about Biggie, starting off by saying, "Come put your mouth on the pistol." The same thing Big said on Who Shot Ya. Oh yeah, to the cowards, you know who I mean. It's still Bad Boy Killer. Fat mother effers, got Down syndrome mother effers, weak ass people, dancers turned effing CEOs. These lines are obviously against Biggie and Puffy. And he said those things in the first version of the song Hit 'Em Up as well, saying that Biggie is a cross-eyed crack baby with Down syndrome. Dancers turned CEOs. Suge Knight was mocking Puffy for that at the '95 Source Awards as well.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the Zeta producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
Then he responds to the people saying that prison has changed him and messed him up mentally, and that it made him go out of control. Pac believes that prison didn't change him at all, it only made him worse. So all these negative thoughts he had about Biggie, Puffy and Bad Boy prior to going to prison only got worse by him sitting back and thinking everything through, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together in the quest for answers. Now he's giving people the opportunity to pick a side, either with him or against him. And he's